Here Adi-Buddha, the first Buddha, and his Shakti, or female energy, are shown in union. This symbolizes the apparitional form of the secondary clear light. This is exactly the same as Dante's vision of God at once as light and in human form. This carving on the granite wall of the Kayavarohana temple of Parvati and Shiva represents the same principle. Parvati is the daughter of the holy mountain, the consort of Shiva and his Shakti. Vishnu's consort is Sri Lakshmi. This South Indian bronze has Sri Lakshmi standing on the lotus of her husband's dream. Her right hand represents the holding of a flower, while the left hand is simply there at the end of that elegant left arm, held wide to accommodate her glorious sway. Her right hand pose, or mudra, is Kataka Mukha, the mudra that results in knowledge. Knowledge is the reflection of absolute truth and is thus female. The sculpture here of Queen Deities as Prajna Paramita, the wisdom of the yonder shore, holds the same hand posture. The same reflective principle of the mind is shown here as Parvati. The left hip is still out, as Parvati is shown combined with Shiva, the male principle. Shiva was the first yogi, the Lord of Yoga, Yogeshwara. This is his form as Umapati, the Lord of his spouse Uma, the fair-faced one. When Uma's head was cut off, Shiva went into his cosmic dance. This cosmic dance is the main kriya of yoga and opens the cosmic energy center between the eyebrows. The dance of Shiva is manifested by his form as Subramanya. Subramanya, the great god, has two Shaktis. As a result of Shiva's union with either of his Shaktis is born his son, Soma Skanda. This Chola bronze has Skanda between his mother and father. In another form, he is Ganesha, the elephant-headed god. Ganesha is to be worshipped at the beginning of all undertakings, especially meditation. Vishnu is the sky realm equivalent of Shiva. His two Shaktis are always with him. The two Shaktis are the Ida and Pingala energy channels. God himself is the Sushumna. Lying at the base of the Sushumna is the Kundalini, coiled 3.5 times. The serpent of wisdom spiraling up through the tree of life. This Sumerian ritual cup of about 2500 BC has two composite beasts of a type called lion birds drawing back the portals of a sanctuary where an apparition appears of the great Mesopotamian serpent god Ningishzida. under the aspect of a pair of copulating vipers. The two are entwined about an axial rod in such a way as to form a caduceus. From about the same period, this Indus Valley seal depicts two attendant serpents elevating their giant forms behind a pair of worshippers kneeling at either hand of an enthroned figure seated in a yoga posture. The dragon of Hesperides, wrapped around the tree of life, the axis mundi. This same axis is symbolized in our Christmas tree, with the pivotal star at its summit. The Syrian genie fertilizing the tree of life. This bronze from South India is a tree of life with 14 branches, flanked at the base by two bowls. Two monkey-headed figures cling to its stem. Higher up the stem, where the third pair of branches springs forth, is a lotus sunwheel, and above it a serpent, its tail coiled in two loops, raising its 5 heads up to the third pair of branches from the top. This dramatic drawing is from a 5th century Kabbalist book, Opera Chimica. The serpent winds around the tree of life. Its heads correspond to the different planets and faculties within man. This diagram of the tree of life shows the passive or left channel, the active or right channel, and the neutral central channel. In Titian's painting, The Fall of Man, the tree of knowledge is shown as a dividing medium through which what is non-dual is viewed as two. She reaches beautifully for the gift of a child. He, startled by what looks like a pair of serpent tails, extends to her a hand of caution. Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden. But they should, quote, take also of the tree of life and eat, and live forever. And Yahweh, after their expulsion, placed at the east of the Garden of Eden a cherubim with a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life.